Hello everybody and welcome to our channel. In this video, an overview of the protective training of our dogs. You will see training with young dogs, including for the first time, as well as with an adult experienced dogs in guarding their territory. We're starting our review with the youngest female, Охрана, 12 months old, exported from the flock of Tajikistan. We decided to fully show you the whole process of the first lesson, from the very first steps to the bite of the intruder. For a detailed understanding of what your dog is capable of, it is very important in what environment puppy grew up and lives. A puppy who enters a territory where there are no other dogs, or there are dogs that immediately turn out to be lower in rank, such a puppy will form its character early, take over leadership, and will demonstrate an active defense reaction from an early age. Whereas, if a puppy grows in a pack where there are older dogs who are higher up in the hierarchical status, then such a puppy will grow up in a completely different way, much longer in time to completely form its character because the older dogs will take care of it. And such a puppy will not have an active defense reaction for a long time, also due to the fact that older dogs will not give the opportunity to show protective qualities to the fullest and not let young dog guard ahead themselves. Охрана is 1 month older than this year's puppies and immediately took over their patronage. She also lived in another territory and did not meet with the older females in order to avoid deadly conflicts. Therefore, Охрана, from the very beginning, considers herself the leader of the puppy pack in one territory and lets only Tash go ahead of her, who is the main one in the pack in another territory. And as a result, Охрана began to show a desire to protect earlier, despite the fact that she is a female. It is very important to conduct, especially the first lessons with young dogs, using a harness, not a collar. Thus, the pulling load is distributed evenly and does not cause discomfort for your dog. Pay attention, as now Охrana is trying to get the intruder in the leg and not as usual in the hand. You can see how at the beginning Охrana does not understand what she is allowed to do, but as soon as she feels support with our help, she quickly delves into the process and finally bites the intruder, which is more than enough for the first time. Next comes female Juja, almost 2 years old. At first we decided to see how Juja would react independently to the intruder behind the fence. Juja is a young and not very confident female, due to the fact that since childhood she grew up in a pack with her parents, who do not allow her to this day to take much initiative in any of her expressions, including the protection. Therefore, it is clearly visible that Juja has no fear of the intruder, but at the same time lacks self-confidence for a longer and deeper grip. You can see how Juja is constantly looking for our support, as if asking if she's allowed to bite a person. In practice with such an insecure dog, the main task is to give confidence and show that the intruder needs to be beaten well, and then the dog's mission is completed and the owner is satisfied with it. Next comes the female Chokar, almost 6 years old, exported from the flock of Tajikistan, the mother of Juja. Chokar has repeatedly engaged in protective trainings and, despite a long break, showed herself well in this. Chokar, due to the fact that she is a female and also not large, has developed a specific attack, as you can see, which consists in constant interception. If the offender was not in a special dress suit, the injuries would have been serious. Now we turn to our heavy artillery. A mature male Tash, 11 years old, was exported from the flock of Tajikistan. He has been through a lot of protective trainings, including preparation for the applied standard, Russian standard APS-1. Despite the fact that Tash is now demonstrating excellent security, for a long time he was in second place in the pack after the old female Gaba, who did not let him guard ahead of herself, and therefore Tash did not feel confident during the first security trainings until he was shown that it was possible and necessary to bite the intruder. Also, we have never tested Tash for a reaction to gunshots, and despite the fact that our instructors said that usually factory cats after gunshots are afraid to walk protective training, as you can see, Tash coped with this task easily and perfectly. Well, the final figure of our training is Polvon, almost 7 years old, exported from the flock of Tajikistan. choleric by temperament and very vicious male, but he has good obedience. But when working on protective training, it turned out that he had problems letting the intruder go, and our lesson with Polvon was devoted to take this problem away. Polvon is a large male for an Aboriginal Central Asian sheepherd. He's about 75 centimeters at the shoulder and about 55 kilograms. Therefore, the grip of the Polvon is strong, and at the same time, the Polvon practically does not intercept, as you can see, which is unusual for Central Asian sheepherds. In the first part of the lesson, as you can see, we still have the problem of removing Polvon from the intruder. The instructor asked us how Polvon reacts to food, and despite the fact that Polvon is very fixated on food, he did not react to the bone, though frozen, at the last training. Now you hear the command give, but Polvon ignores it, although he knows this command well. So this time we prepared for him the raw meat, and after several unsuccessful attempts to get Polvon off from the intruder, we brought meat. And as you can see, Polvon immediately and calmly began to switch to food, which we were fixing that day of training. We continue to give the command give, and as soon as the attention of Polvon switches from the intruder to the food, we take him aside, give him a piece of meat and praise. We thank the instructor for guardian work, surgical Tash from Alpha Dog, who courageously and for a long time spent training with our dogs in the frost at -15. Stay with us, and we are always happy to receive your comments.